talking about the Hebrew Israelites that are coming up to the truth of their heritage and realize this is their book. This is written about their family. You can easily see it from beginning to end that this is about one people. One people that the nations can cleave to and become reborn and become an Israelite. He's not the God of the Gentiles, the Hudim, the Greek. He's only the Elohim of Israel. He says that the Hebrew Israelite movement is leeching off the Christian church. Isn't that the biggest, most hypocritical comment you've ever heard in your entire life? Christians have done nothing but leech off the heritage of another people. They practice replacement theology and put themselves as the people of the book. Yahweh has a people that he was sent to, and it's the lost sheep of the house of Israel, his firstborn son. That's who Yeshua was sent to. I am not sorry to tell you that Abraham, the father of the faith, was not a Christian. He was a Hebrew. I am in no way apologetic to tell you that his son Isaac also was a Hebrew. And I am no way going to tiptoe around the fact that Jacob was a Hebrew whose name was changed to Israel as one that struggles with Yah and overcomes, who gave birth through a polygynous marriage to the 12 tribes of the house of Israel. Because I thought we had nobody Hebrew Israelite commandment keepers until just about 20 years ago. I thought, according to vocab alone, that this is some relatively new movement. Well, let's keep going. The Pasaginians, also spelled Pasaginians, were a religious sect which appeared in Lombardy in the late 12th or now 13th century, and possibly appearing much earlier in the East. The Summa Contra Hereticos, ascribed to the Praepositinus of Cremona, describes the Pasaginians as retaining the Old Testament rules on circumcision, kosher foods, and Jewish holidays. In other words, they observe the law of Moses, accept and respect to sacrifices, and thus were given the name circumcisi. There's another name that we got for these people. So it's all over history because of the arrogancy of the Catholic Church to preserve these records. And I thank y'all for it. Because now you have these self-prescribed scholars and teachers like Vocab Malone that don't know anything about historical documentation concerning the commandment keepers.
Alright, so this video is about black people and how they're actually superior. Not just physically and all this and genetically and all that stuff, but actually they're the chosen people. Not all black people, but a lot of them, and even I could say, I don't know if I could say most of them, but many of them. Specifically the people that are living in America, and specifically the people who have been sent all over the earth on slave ships. Those people are superior, even in the Most High's eyes himself, because those people are the Israelites. And there's a scripture that says, not only it says if you bless them, you'll be blessed, but there's also one that says you have to cling to them or you can't even be saved. So for one, that means acknowledging who they are, obviously. And for two, it means reading even their own scriptures, because these scriptures are not for everyone. They're for them, and if you want to follow after their God, of course he is the God of all, but he's not all people are his people. You see how that works? So if you want to even be saved, you need to get in line, and you need to step behind his chosen people. Okay? And the reason that this earth is gone behind racism, is because we live in a satanic world, and Satan exclusively hates these chosen Israelite black people more than anyone else, and he hates them and he wants to bury them. Because not only he hates them because they're chosen, but he hates them because literally, like I just explained, they're your and my hope to be saved. Of course, we don't need them, but salvation is for them, and it's for all who cling to the truth that came down through them and for them. In other words, they're first, you're second. This is explained not only in the Bible, but also all of the books that should be in your so-called Bible, but were not allowed in by the Freemasonic organizations that rule and control the earth, because they don't want you to know all that truth. But it is out there. I know it's in Baruch. I know it's in Esdras. That's the message for this video. And again, say it again, black people, especially the Hebrew Israelites, the actual chosen people of the Most High, who was sent on slave ships, not for the sake of all of them, but for the sake of the many. Because just as all humans are fallen, the majority of them oftentimes did not follow after him, but he always had his Zion. He even always had his prophets. He always had his faithful people. But they were even sent into exile for the sake of the many. Because the Most High isn't playing around, and he deals with people as a whole. So he even deals with his chosen nation as a whole. So wrapping up this video, his chosen people are the black people who were sent on slave ships. You need to bless them if you even want to be blessed on this earth. And if you even want to be saved and make it into the next earth, you need to cling to this truth. And even metaphorically and even literally cling to them. Because salvation is not for everyone. The Messiah himself said he came for the lost sheep of the house of Israel. That's a specific people. That's not everyone. That's not you or me. For most of you people watching this video. Of course, a lot of Hebrew Israelite camps are not telling you the full truth about this. Maybe because they do not know. Hopefully, for their sake. You know, but what they're saying is, oh, that means no one can be saved unless you're an Israelite. It's not true. The reason he said that is because this ministry begins with them.
Deuteronomy 28, verse 68. And Yahweh shall bring you into Mitzrayim, Egypt again, with ships. And the way of which I said to you, you shall see it no more again. And there you shall be sold to your enemies for slaves and female slaves, and no man shall buy you. And that is what happened to the regal class of the house of Judah. And I want to give you a brief history. I won't go into it too much, but I can't just make that statement because there'll be people that will push back. But I want to give you a brief history on slavery.